Hey everyone, myself Devansh Kisrwani and welcome back to another video on C++ STL series vectors. We will look at the vectors. First of all, what are vectors? They are dynamic arrays. Dynamic arrays means their size can be reduced or increased according to the requirements. But in arrays, you need to specify the size and that has to be fixed. Suppose I have created here array of 5, then this 5 would be given to us and you have to use this much only. Suppose in future you want to add more data, you can't because there is no space available. And suppose you want to delete, you can't because that amount is fixed. You have to use this. So this was the problem with the array. So we created a vector where it is a dynamic array. Its size can be reduced or increased according to the needs. Then it is a data is stored in a contiguous location. Contiguous location means the data is stored one after the other, just like an array. Then the data insertion is done from the back. Now let us look how we are going to initialize the vector. We will specify with the keyword vector. Then we will specify the object. Object means the data type you want, int, float, string, what's your need, we will specify here, and then we will give a vector a name, any variable name you can give. Now there is another way to initialize. Here we are initializing with the size also. Size is nothing but the amount of space you want to create. So this is not mandatory, it is optional. Now let us create a vector. Vector is created with the object type integer and the variable name is v. So we use this one and then data is inserted at the back. This is a function used to insert the data inside the vector. v.pushback1. So here is the vector and 1 and 2 has been pushed back in the vector, and you see these are the indexes. 0 corresponds to this, 1 corresponds to this, and just like the array. Now suppose you want to increase more space, your requirement is being increased, then we are going to push back suppose 3 and this is going to be inserted here, so its size is increasing. Now let's say you want to display 2, then these indexes are there just like an array, so you can use these indexes to show the data present at that index. So if I do cout v of 1, that means this is our vector and v of 1 is 2, so it is going to display 2. And there is another way also where you declare and initialize the vector. This is the way. You have declared the vector here with data type int, and then you have also initialized the vector with some data, which is this. So this is also acceptable. Now we will see how we are going to move throughout the vector, and that's what we use Iterator. Remember I talked about in the STL series. So this Iterator is nothing but like a pointer, and let's remember how we used to declare the pointers. This is how we used to declare the pointer, the data type of what type of the pointer is going to point, so that is what, and then with this asterisk symbol we write the variable name, the pointed variable name. The same way here the iterator is also there. First specify the data type of which it is going to hold, and this is going to be a vector, and then we will specify with the keyword iterator, and this is nothing but a scope resolution we use, and then the iterator name. This is a program, a piece of code written, I will not say a program, it is a piece of just a code written where we are accepting the data from the user and then we are pushing back in the vector. v1 is a vector, so this is our v1 and we are entering. So let's see enter 1, let's say user put 10, it is going to 10 and it is pushed back. Now data will be inserted from the back, so let's say 20, then 30 and 40, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now here we have specifies our iterator. Now we are going to showing the contents of the vector. The pointer is initialized with v1.begin, which is here, and is here. These are nothing but some vector functions. So the pointer will be here, and it is going to check it is not equal to n, then it is going to show the contents of the iterator. So 10 is going to display. And yeah, you can use the traditional method also, no issue, where you are going to specify the index number, and to show the size we can use this size function, and this is going to give us in this case 4. Now there was such a big line to specify what type of pointer or iterator you want. There is a short method, you will just use the keyword auto and it is going to itself automatically decide which type of iterator is this, and then it is going to do the same. And this is the traditional method in which you specify with the index I is 0 and it is going to print the contents of the vector like the array we used to do. And you see here we are using this typecasting because some compilers show warning messages, so it is better to typecast this v1.size. The output of this is typecast to int. Then there is another method which is a range based, means using a colon in the for loop. You must have seen it. Here is our vector, and then using the auto keyword and the range based for loop, which is colon, we are showing the contents of the vector. So this is even more shorter. And let us look at some algorithms which are present on vectors. Since we are using this, so we should know some basics one which is frequently used. First of all, let's create a vector here. So vector is our created with 12, 2, 6, 55 and 22. This is our vector created, and you want to sort the contents of the vector in ascending order. So we are going to use this sort algorithm on this vector, and we are going to show the result. So this is the result when the sort operation was performed on this vector, and this is doing in ascending order. A new line is given, and then suppose you want to reverse the vector. This is our new vector. So you can use this function reverse, and it is going to, and you specify here begin and end. That means you want the full length reversal. So this is going to reverse. So here is the reverse vector. And now you want to sum up the contents of the vector. You can use the accumulate to do so. Here is the sum of all these content is 97, and 0 specify the initial sum. Since it is 0, so 0 will be added. Suppose it was, let's say 3, then 97 plus 3 would be 100, and this will be our result. So these were the things on the vector, and there are many more which we will see as we will move further. Thank you for watching.